If you are laying on your back, you're going to bring yourself to seated. We'll start our practice with our hands together, palms touching. Draw the energy up through the sit bones, all the way up through the spine, through the top of your head. Slight tuck of the chin. We're going to take one chant of Om. So let's start with an inhale and an exhale. Inhale to Om. Inhale. Take a moment with your eyes closed, your palms touching, to feel yourself right here. Notice the presence of the moment. And we'll take that into the rest of our practice. Gently opening your eyes, reaching your hands to the sky, big breath up. Interlace your fingers at the top. Pull your palms to the ceiling so you can create some length all the way from the sit bones to your palms. And then just moving from side to side, just letting your body move gently. Don't worry if your hip rises, it's okay. You're just moving. Just noticing, getting out the kinks. Slow down at center. And then take your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers and then just pull those palms down and away as you open your chest to the sky. Feel the breath as it fills up your lungs. More room here. Release your hands to your knees and then start to circle. So letting your torso move, letting your shoulders and neck be soft. Just moving around in a circle. Nice and loose through the neck and the shoulders. Make sure that the teeth aren't clamped down. Let your jaw be relaxed. And then circle the other way, just moving in the opposite direction. Slow down at center. Change the cross of your legs, so the opposite leg comes in front. Reach your hands all the way up to the sky, big breath. And then exhale, fold your hands forward, letting your hips sink into the earth, let your fingertips walk forward. And the opposite energy is created. So energy moving through the front of your mat and then energy rooting down through your sit bones. Try to relax your head and your neck. And then just walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, just creating some length through the left side. Return your hands back to center and we'll walk them all the way over to the left. Maybe noticing if one side's a little tighter than the other. Pay attention to what's happening. Return back to center. Take a breath here. And then walk your hands back up and find your way into downward facing dog. Using downward dog to warm up through the back of the legs, the back of the spine. Hands into the mat, hips rise, mountain pose. Maybe bending one knee and then the other, just walking your dog out. Release onto your hands and knees, tabletop pose. Feel free to pad your knees up if you need to. Hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We'll move through some rounds of cat-cow. So it's just a simple inhale, heart lifts, tailbone moves to the sky. And then exhale, you round your chin in, finding that rounded cat-like spine. And carry on at your own pace, giving in to the freedom of movement, the freedom of breath. Syncing the breath with the movement, inhaling and exhaling. Slow down at neutral. Turn your toes under, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. And then take your right leg extended all the way back behind you. So just opening up into the legs, three-legged dog. Release your right leg down. Lift your left heel to the sky, three-legged dog on the other side. And then release. Come back to your hands and knees. So you're going to keep your hips over top of your knees. You're going to walk your hands forward for Anahatanasana, heart-melting posture. Letting your heart come down. Feel free to use a block to support your head. Just letting your chest melt towards the earth, waking up into the upper back. Walk your hands back in, and you're going to turn your toes under, bring your knees and toes to touch, and you're going to sit back onto your heels, just waking up into your feet. If this gives you a lot of grief, you can always take the weight off your heels. Take your arms into cactus arms. Bring your right elbow, cross it over your left, coming into eagle. If that's too much, just hold opposite shoulders. Take your arms out into cactus arms and bring your left elbow over your right, opposite. Release your arms, place your hands into the earth. You're going to let your heels come down to the ground. Take your knees out wide and walk your hands forward. And then once your hands are reaching forward, draw your gaze in towards your belly. Don't worry if your heels touch down, that's okay. Walk your hands back to your feet and then let yourself come into Uttanasana, forward fold. Standing up nice and tall, maybe taking your feet slightly apart, letting yourself ragdoll here. Your hands can hang or you can hold opposite elbows and then shake it out. Walk your hands back into downward facing dog, pressing your hands forward. Find your way back into downward facing dog. And then lift your right leg up nice and high so your heel goes up to the sky. And then bring your right foot forward in between your hands. Release your back knee to the earth and then just place your palms onto your right knee. Drop your hips into the stretch. The energy is moving down through the palms and then up through the heart. Take your hands to the earth, framing your right foot. Turn your back toes under. You're into a low lunge. So again, using this to warm up the legs. Feel the stretch into the back leg. And press yourself back to three-legged dog. Right leg rises, extended all the way back. And place it down. Left leg rises, lifting the heel to the sky. Bring the left foot forward in between your hands. Place the right knee down. Bring your hands to your thigh, palms pressed down, heart lifts. Drop into those hips. Notice your breath. Stay tuned to your breath. Release your hands to the earth. You're going to come into low lunge, turn your back toes under, lift your back leg up, and then find your way into that stretch. So pay attention to what you're doing. Feel the opening through the right hip flexor, building strength on the left side. And we'll find our way back to three-legged dog. Left leg rises, extended all the way back, and place it down. Taking your gaze forward in between your hands, walk or jump your feet there. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Press into your feet, rise. Bring your hands all the way overhead. Once you're here, interlace your fingers. Root down into your feet. Take an inhale and stretch over to the right. And then just take your time here as if you have all the time in the world to stretch that left side. Pay attention to your feet as you root down, and then pay attention to your hands as you rise up. Inhale to center, and change sides, just finding the opposite. You've got all the time in the world, no rush. Inhale, rise. Take your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Open up your chest. Look to the sky. Maybe that's as far as you go. Maybe you want to take it a little deeper. Tailbone presses down, heart lifts. And then fold forward. Bring yourself forward. Bring your hands overhead. Letting your upper body release. Strong through your legs. Place your hands into the earth, come into your high plank. Once you're into your high plank, find your strength. Draw your belly in. More doable, you can always place your knees onto the mat, but you stay strong and you pull your belly in. Release yourself all the way to the earth. Come onto your tummy. Take your hands by your sides, palms placed down. Tops of the feet root down, and then maybe so much so that your knees pop off the mat. Strong legs, lift your heart. Maybe lift your hands. Maybe lift your legs. Shalambhasana. Open the shoulders. Keep the strength moving into the inner thighs. Notice how the inner thighs want to roll in. Start to bring them up. Active energy into the inner thighs. And then slowly release down. Take your right ear to the mat, gaze left, completely relax, hands by your sides. Take time for the softness. Let's find that again. Come back to center. Hands face down, palms by your sides. Tops of the feet root, knees rise. Shalambhasana, lift your heart. Lift your legs. Let those inner thighs turn to the ceiling. Reach your hands and your feet off the mat. Keep lifting the back body. Find the strength there. Keep working that inner thigh rotation. And you'll feel the relief when you release. Taking your left ear to the mat, gaze right, completely relax. Let those shoulders release. Press yourself up, and you're going to bring your right forearm parallel to the front of your mat. You're going to bend your left leg. You're going to reach your left hand for your your left ankle, and then just start to lift your heart. Now it might be a slight movement. You keep the right foot rooted. You might start to lift the left thigh. Might not be much. And then just release. We'll do the other side. Left forearm parallel to the front of your mat, supporting you. Bend your right leg, reach for your right foot. Heart lifts. This might be okay. Stay here. Maybe you root into the top of your left foot. Press your right hand to your right foot. And then slowly release. Take yourself into child's pose, knees wide, toes touch. Let your hips sink back to your heels. Walk your fingertips forward. Press yourself all the way back up. Find your way into downward facing dog. Lift your hips to the sky. Take your gaze forward in between your hands. Walk or jump your feet there. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Press into your feet, rise. Reach your hands all the way up to the sky. Palms touch together, and then pull your hands into your heart. Take an inhale and an exhale. Leaving your right foot forward, take your left leg back and set up for a lunge pose, so high lunge. So right foot forward, left foot back, strong bend into your right knee. And then when you're steady in your foundation, reach your hands to the sky. Notice if you pop those ribs out. Low ribs draw in, that keeps you contained, nice and strong through the torso. And then take your left hand to the earth, revolve your right hand to the sky, revolve your lunge. Bring yourself back up to your high lunge. Use your strength, your core. Keep yourself contained. And then bring your hands to your waist. Bring your left foot forward, right foot comes back. Just firing up the warmth of the legs. Setting into your lunge legs. And once you're solid in your foundation, reach your hands high. Low ribs draw in. Notice the opportunity to wake up into the body here. Bring your right hand to the earth, revolve your lunge, left hand rises. Let's use our strength to come all the way back up to high lunge. Reach your hands to the sky. Bring your hands to your waist. Come all the way back to the front of your mat. Take your arms into cactus arms. And then rotate to the left side of your mat. Come back to center and rotate to the right. Come back to center. Bring those palms to touch. Bring the energy into the center, and then just lift your right leg up as you draw your heart forward. Feel strong through your standing leg. More doable, you just place your back toe on the mat for support. Rise to standing. Keep that contained energy through the palms. Palms press, and then lift the left leg. Keep lifting. Think that inner thigh is doing the work. Nice and strong. Notice when you press your palms that you can get more energy, more lift. And come to standing. Reach your hands all the way up to the sky. Take an inhale. And then exhale, fold all the way back to the earth. Take a halfway lift, reach your heart forward. Plant your palms, come into your high plank. Moving to your low plank. Taking your back bend. And downward facing dog. Reach your right leg back, extend it all the way back. And then bring your right knee to your nose, round it in. Use your core, draw your right leg back. And knee to nose. Take your right leg all the way back. And bring the knee to the nose. We're going to draw the right knee to your right wrist for pigeon pose, extending your left leg back, lifting your heart. Now, pigeon normally is a back bending posture. We've modified it for our really super tight hips in North America, but stay here with your back bend, lift your heart. If it's too much for your lower back, feel free to take it forward. We're going to sit over to the right hip, and we're going to bring this left leg across, coming into a twist. Sitting into your sit bones. Reach your right hand to the sky. Use your left hand to lever you, and then bring this right elbow all the way across. Take an inhale, and then exhale, find the twist. Find a more doable option. You can always extend that bottom leg forward. And then notice if you're twisting from your neck, you might be trying to pull the twist from the neck. Try to draw the twist from your core. Return to center for double pigeon, which means we're going to take the bottom leg, the right leg, take it parallel to the shin, parallel to the front of your mat, stacking your left shin on top. This posture may not work for everyone, so take cross-legged if that's better, or any other hip opening posture. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, fold forward. If the folding forward doesn't work, you can always sit upright, close your eyes, and breathe. On your next inhale, rise. You'll find your way back to downward facing dog. So releasing your hip opener, come to downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Bring your knee to your nose, round it in. Left leg rises. Try not to flail. Try to be active and strong. Bring your knee to your nose. And take your right leg all the way back. Or left leg, sorry. And then bring your left leg forward. Left knee to your left wrist. Extend your right leg back. Remember, it is a back bending posture. Feel free to choose that option or come forward if it's too much on your lower back. Draw the energy from your belly button to the top of your head. We're going to sit over to our left side. You're going to bring that right leg and wrap it across. Any variation here is fine as well. Sit onto your sit bones. Lift your left leg high, or your left arm high. And then bring it across for your twist. Remember, the twist comes from the belly. Use that to engage the twist. Inhale and exhale. And then return yourself back to center, finding double pigeon. So your left shin is on the bottom, right shin on top. Modify into cross leg or any hip opening posture of your choice. Sit upright or fold yourself forward when you're ready. On your next inhale, you'll rise, untangle yourself, find your way back to downward facing dog. Gazing forward in between your hands, walk or jump your feet there. Take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Take your feet slightly apart, and we're going to cup our heels. Maybe we'll cup our ankles or our calves. If you have your heels, you're going to work your forearms behind your calves as you fold in. Work the energy of the legs lifting from the kneecap. Don't be afraid to bend your knees here if that helps your hamstrings. Release your hands to the earth. Leave your right foot forward. Lunge your left leg back. And then you're going to root your back heel into the mat, setting up for Trikonasana, triangle. So you're going to start to straighten your right leg. Take your right hand to your ankle or somewhere on the right leg, and then start to power up through the left arm, reaching the left hand high, Trikonasana. Find the active lift through the kneecap, strong thigh. And then make sure both feet are equally rooted. You might be taking more weight into the front foot. Try to equal that out. And then press yourself all the way up. You're going to keep that front leg straight. Reach your right hand to the sky, left hand down the back leg. Transition to side angle pose. Take a bend into your right knee. Your forearm might gently come down to tap your thigh, your left hand to the sky. Now that's one option, so you can take this option. The other option is to challenge yourself and take your right hand to the outside, the baby toe side of your foot, and then extend your fingertips forward. It might be helpful to have a block here. If you're leaning into that thigh, try to lift your elbow and try to see if you can come into your strength. We're going to keep this front knee bent. We're going to take our left hand down our back, right hand rise, keeping the bend of the front leg, and breathe. Now bring both hands to the inside of your right foot. And then rotate your left arm open. Once again, it might be helpful to have a block here. Bring both hands to the earth. Come onto your back toes. Square yourself back into your low lunge. And bring your left foot to meet the right foot. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. We're going to take our hands and we're going to bring them underneath our feet. So you're going to take your toes to touch your wrist. Now for some of us that might not work. All you need to do is just hold on to your toes. Make sure you feel balanced and solid here. Folding in. Release your hands. Leave your left foot forward. Lunge your right leg back. Root your back heel down. You're setting up for triangle. Take your left hand onto your left ankle. Start to straighten the left leg. Power up through the right arm. Finding Trikonasana, triangle pose. Notice if those shoulders are riding up to the ears. Pull them back. Open your heart. Slight twist here in this posture. Now feel both feet firmly rooted. Keep that front leg straight as you reach up, left hand to the sky, right hand down your back. Taking a bend into your left knee, forearm to your thigh, reach your right hand to the sky. Maybe stay here, or you take your hand to the outside of the left foot and extend your fingertips forward. Side angle pose, Parshvakonasana. Keep the bend of your left leg. Reach your left hand to the sky, right hand down your back. Now bring your hands to your waist. Turn to face the long side of your mat. Feet are parallel to each other. Take an inhale as you draw your elbows back, and then exhale, fold forward. Your hands can rest anywhere on the earth, or you can walk them in between your feet. Eventually you line the heel of your hands with the heel of your foot. Let your head and neck release. Same thing always happens with the strong leg. You're always lifting from the kneecap and trying not to hyperextend. Work the energy of the leg. Press into your feet, rise to standing. Bring your hands to your waist. Heel toe your feet in slightly and turn your toes out, heels in. Take a bend into your knees and drop into the hip opening. Take your hands onto your thighs. And we're going to rotate over to the right by straightening into our left arm, rotating to the right side. Feel the pressure up into the hand so that you can stretch all the way over to the right. Come back to center and turn the opposite way. Use the energy of opposites to find this twist. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your waist. Come to standing. Once again, turn your toes back to face the front of your mat. Heels out. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold to the earth. Place your hands onto your mat. And then on an inhale, rise up through the left hand. Use your right hand for support. You could use a block here. It could be helpful. Find the strength of your legs. Try not to give in. And then change sides. Do the opposite. And then place your hand down. Bring your hands to your waist. Heel toe your feet in slightly. Turn your toes out, heels in. Drop into your hips. Take your hands behind your head. Find your strength in the center. And then take your right elbow, tap it towards your left knee or your right knee. And then rise to stand. Left elbow, left side. Doesn't have to touch, you're just working it. Back and forth. Take it at your own pace. Feel your strength, your power, your engagement through your legs. Let's slow down at center. Bring your hands to your waist, straighten your legs, should feel good. Turn your toes back to face the front of the mat. Sorry, the side of your mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward. All right, we're going to bend into our right knee, and we're going to stretch into the inner left thigh. You could hold here. You could have blocks here for support. Or you could start to come into Skandasana, turning the back heel onto the ground, toes to the sky. You can use your hands for support, or you can bring your hands to your heart, just engaging your core. Return back to center. Take a breath. Bend into your left knee. Find the inner thigh stretch. Stay here, or turn onto the heel of your right foot. Toes to the sky. Your hands can be on the mat for support, or you can bring your hands to your heart. Nice work, everyone. Bring yourself back to center. Take an inhale and an exhale. Press yourself to standing. Come all the way to the front of your mat. Take an inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, fold back to the earth. Take a halfway lift, reach your heart forward. Plant your palms, come into your high plank. Moving to your low plank, finding your back bend, and downward facing dog. Gazing forward in between your hands, walk or jump your feet there. Take a halfway lift, Exhale, fold in. Press into your feet to rise. Inhale. Bring your palms to touch, and then your hands to your heart. From this place of grounded, this place of center, we're going to draw our right leg up. So pull your right knee in and up. Interlace your fingers around your right knee. For today, this might be enough. Option, more doable, is you place your right toe on the mat. Wherever you are, you're grounded, you're stable. Now you might just stay here, or you might take your left hand to your waist, take your peace fingers, hooking your right big toe. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you extend that leg forward, lift your heart. Maybe you take that leg out to the side. And we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center and shake it out. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Take an inhale and an exhale. Take your left knee in and up. Any variation, modify any way you need. Feel free to stay here, or take your left peace fingers, wrap them around your left big toe. Right hand to your waist. Extend the leg forward, lift your heart, and let's move that leg out to the side. Find yourself strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center and release it out. Nice work. Shake it out, ladies, guys, yogis. Take an inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Take a halfway lift. Plant your palms, come into your high plank. Moving to your low plank. Taking your back bend. And downward facing dog. Bring yourself onto your hands and knees. We're coming into dolphin pose. So you're going to take your arms to the mat, maybe interlace your fingers or have your palms rooted. Turn your toes under and lift your hips up. And then start to walk your toes towards your elbows. Stay here, working your strength, your opening, or lift your right leg up to the sky. Place the right leg down. Left leg rises. You're going to notice the opposite. The left leg is lifting. Your forearms are pressing down. Let's release. Take a child's pose. Knees wide, toes touch. Let your arms melt forward. Heart melts towards the earth. Relax. Press yourself back up. You're going to come to seated, extending your legs forward. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Heels press forward, toes back. Strong, active legs. Walk your hands towards your feet. Let your head and neck relax. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Your hands don't have to go anywhere. You just let yourself come into the spaciousness of the pose, which means you breathe, you notice, you experience where you need to go. On your next inhale, you'll rise. You're going to find your way onto your back, drawing your knees into your chest. You're going to take your right hand onto your right knee, left hand onto your left knee, and then pull those knees out to your armpit, flattening your spine on the mat. Take your legs and extend them up to the sky. For some of us, we're going to stay right here. This is as far as we're going to go. We're going to feel the benefits of this posture. Vipariti Karani, just allowing the energy to move in the opposite direction. If you're coming with me, you're coming into plow pose. So you're going to bring your feet over top of your head. You can use your hands for support. And maybe you might bring your top of your feet to the mat. So touching your toes onto the mat. Just a few more breaths here. We'll all slowly release. Come all the way down. Bring your knees into your chest, rock from side to side. Place your feet on the mat. We're setting up for bridge pose. Take your fingertips to graze your ankles, hands by your sides. Press into your feet, lift your hips up. If you have a block, you might want to make this a little more restorative. You could put your block underneath your sacrum, your lower back. You could roll your shoulders underneath, clasp your palms. You could take it into a wheel pose if you like. We have done a fair amount of back bending. You might feel available to your wheel. Let yourself come back to the earth. Take a breath. And come back into your second one. Your body responds very quickly. It's rested, it's available to the next one. Feel the strength of your legs. And slowly release back to the earth. For some reason, we always do 3 in yoga, so we're going to do 3. And nobody knows why. All right, take yourself up. Probably somebody knows why, but I don't. Come into your third one. Nice work. Lift a little higher. Keep yourself strong here. And then slowly release down. Good work, everyone. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a rock from side to side. We're going to finish with a twist. So you decide whatever twist feels good for you. If not, you can just take a nice gentle twist. Arms wide. Knees come all the way over to the right side. Feet and knees relax onto the earth. Open your left arm out to the side. Take your gaze to the ceiling or to the left. Finding a comfortable twist. And then see if you can close your eyes. Draw yourself a little more inward. We call this state the pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses. You can still hear the music. You can still hear the noises around you. You're just not attached to them. Drawing deeper and deeper towards your pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses. Return yourself to center. And to the other side. Returning to the other side, relaxing into your twist. Eyes can close down, moving a little deeper inward. Make your way back to center. Extend your legs out in front of you, arms by your sides. Feel free to support your knees with blocks, bolsters. Feel free to grab blankets, socks, pillows, whatever you have at home. You probably have the luxury of a little bit more than we do in the studio. You want to set yourself up for comfort so that you're not distracted by anything. Moving towards your Shavasana. Give in to the opportunity that is here for you. The opportunity to relax, to release, to let go of any outside influences. Your connection, your depth of being tied into what's outside of you is the depth of your suffering. Anytime we look outside ourselves for support, for confirmation, it becomes our suffering. So here you are, releasing all of that, completely connected to who you are, what you need, your desires. This moment, this Shavasana is for you. At home, it will go silent, but we will guide you out when the time comes. Start to bring your awareness back into your body, moving your fingers and your toes. Take your arms overhead. Just take a good morning stretch here. And you could leave your right arm there as you roll over, using your right arm as your pillow for your head. Just curl up into a ball and just take a moment to experience your practice. This space of no words, this space of deep understanding. This is your wisdom. This is your yoga. The extent that you are available to it is your choice. Notice if you can feel. Notice. Just noticing. And then bringing yourself into a comfortable seat. We'll finish our practice with our hands at our heart, eyes closed. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale to Om. Inhale. From my heart to yours. Namaste.